What is up, guys? Steven here at Catch Pro Cook, and today we're gonna see if you can smoke frozen meat. Now, I got a chuck roast and cut it down the middle, so I have a half that was stored in the fridge and a half that is frozen, and we're gonna put them on the smoker and see how the frozen one comes out compared to the thawed one, and see if you can actually freeze your meat and smoke it, just in case you left that delicious brisket or that rack of ribs in the freezer and forgot to thaw it out overnight. So yeah, let's get into it and see how it turns out. All right, so this is how the briskets look when they're on the smoker. So we got the frozen guy on the left that we're gonna let thaw out for about 30 minutes or an hour before I season it. And we have our thawed one that was stored in the fridge, and it's got seasoning on it because I'm not an animal and I like flavor. So we're gonna see how these guys do. And we are smoking, well, right now it's low. I gotta close the lid. But right now we're smoking at 225. We're gonna smoke it Texas style, wait till it hits 165, and then wrap these guys. So let's cut ahead. All right, so I gave it 1 hour, and you can see that this is finally thawed out. You can press into it. It's definitely cold on the inside, whereas this, the thermometer already says it's at 124, so it's cooking good. So we're gonna take this off, season it, and throw it back on, let her rip. All right, sorry I have to squat, my tripod's a little low. But you can see that the meat looks like it might have smoked a little too much. I should have put it off at 30 minutes. I'm not gonna use a binder, but you might wanna use a binder like mustard before you put on your seasoning. We're gonna see how much of the seasoning sticks, but the meat is starting to smoke, so it looks pretty good. So we're gonna throw this frozen, now partially smoked and partially thawed meat back on the smoker and see how it turns out. So let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna take the chuck roast off the smoker. You can see it's getting dark. We're pulling them a little early, a little too hungry, but both of them, I mean, they're around 180. They actually kind of reach the same temperature, which is surprising because you would think the frozen one would take longer, but we actually ended up wrapping them around the same time at 165, which you'll see right now. And so we have, whoo, almost fell. We have our thawed meat, and then we also have our frozen meat. So we're gonna see how both of them are after we let them rest a little bit, and we'll see how they taste. So stay tuned. All right, so the smoked or the frozen meat that was smoked, you can see it's actually a lot tougher. So it's still good, it's still edible, but if you have a frozen brisket, I would highly recommend you not smoke it. You wait till it's fully thawed out, either in the fridge or at room temperature, because then you'll have meat that pulls apart versus meat that's a little tougher, or a lot tougher, as you can tell. I can't even pull this apart, versus the room temperature meat, it just comes apart. So depending how you like your smoked meats, if you want it to fall apart, make sure you let it thaw out. If you like really tough, chewy meat, then keep it in the fridge, or keep it in the freezer. And so yeah, with that, if you like more smoking tips and tricks, feel free to subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.